So in this video, we're going to see about Beos. It is a technique that has been used in forensic psychology or forensic setting in order to analyze whether the criminal suspect is lying or the information is like given by them are reliable or what. This is nothing but brain electrical oscillation signature profiling. Uh, so it is actually based upon the history of EEG, which is electroencephalogram. So it works under the method of EEG, where it detects the suspects the criminal activities through investigation, through measuring their brain signals. It is also called as brain fingerprinting, and it is a non-invasive technique, and it is a neuropsychological method because it is going to analyze the brain waves. And so neuropsychology, we all know like it's going to measure like how our brain functions and how our brain works basically. So this method was like developed by C.R. Mukundan. He was a professor and HOD in NIMHANS, Bangalore by then. And during his research, he came up with this technique called VOS, where he could relate EEG in order to detect the suspect's mindset, whether information given by them are reliable or what can be done, if it is how much possible information we could get from the individuals or not, that would be measured, or that would be taken care from this BEOS technique. So when we talk about the concept, as I said, it is based upon EEG, which is electroencephalogram. So there would be like 32 electrode cap. So that would be sticked on, that would be placed in their brain in order to measure the brain waves. So 30 will be placed in the cephalic electrodes. In that, two will be placed under the in the ear lobes, and other two channels, so the other last two channels will be placed in the eye in order to record their eye movement as well. So baseline, which is the baseline recording, we have to get that in order to determine whether the person is giving reliable or what. So in order to attain that baseline recording, or in order to make sure everything is being correctly, placed or what, we are asking the individual to just close and open the eyes. After that, we'll start giving them the props. So it is not an interrogative techniques where we're going to ask the client or the suspect to tell what is all happening. We'll just ask them the question and they'll just react to it, and we're just going to observe the brain signals based upon the props we are giving. I'll talk about the props later. And then we're going to record the EEG capturing that monitor. We're going to record the waves which has been telecast or which has been shown, and then we are going to determine whether what is like we are going to evaluate or we are going to interpret what has been shown. After that, it is also works under a principle called knowing and remembering. So when we talk about knowing, it is like, for example, if I ask something, some people will try answering about it. That is what knowing is. Whereas remembering is, that is some incident that have happened in my life and I'm going to remember about it. For example, my childhood first birthday, how it was. If I remember, I could tell it. So it is something that is autobiographical within me. So I'm going to tell those things. Whereas knowing, I can come up with saying some experiences, whether it does not actually have happened. So that is the difference between knowing and remembering. Knowing is like actually can come up with certain things in order to match the questions that has been asked, whereas remembering is like you actually have gone through that thing and you're going to tell what is you've been gone through. So that is what the two things. So we are going to assess like whether the information told by the suspect or client is about knowing or remembering through this technique. After this, as I said, the props. So there are like four props. One is neutral, control, target A, and target B. When we talk about neutral prompts, it's like a basic general question just to test our knowledge level. So here it comes like that our knowing level capacity in order to measure that. So it is not nothing related to our personal experiences or nothing related to the incident that have happened. So we're just simply going to ask the questions in order to test whether the person has some knowledge about the basic things that's happening in the society or what. When we talk about control prop, it is like their own autobiographical information. For example, we're going to ask like, what is your father's job? That they have already been experienced. We're just going to ask them what is about it. So that is this could be the baseline of investigation in order to know the difference between certain things. When you talk about target A props, this is like related to the crime we'll be presenting with different scenarios, or we will be presenting with different pictures in order to make sure that how the client or the suspect is going to reacting to that so and so. But if we talk about target B probe, we're just asking the suspect themselves to just come up with the stories where they can align the incidents that have happened. So this so the first target A, like we will be presenting the information, but when we talk about target B, they themselves will be coming and presenting whatever is being gone through by them. So that is what target A and target B. So these are the brain waves. Once we ask the questions with all those props, some brain signals will be, telecast in that monitor. So in that, if it is red in color, then it indicates that there is some knowledge they have that is related to the crime. If there is green in color, there is no knowledge about, there is no knowledge for the client related to the crime. And if it is blue, they have like partial knowledge, but the information was not like fully could able to recognize by them. Thank you.